La Catrina, the elegant skeleton lady, is the undisputed icon of Mexico's Day of the Dead, or Dia de Muertos. More than just a pretty skull, she embodies the spirit of this vibrant holiday. La Catrina reminds us that death, like life, is something to be celebrated. She is a symbol of life, death, and the cycle we all experience. Dia de Muertos is a time when families gather to remember loved ones who have passed on. It is a joyous occasion filled with music, food, and offerings for the returning spirits. La Catrina, with her playful grin and elaborate attire, reminds us not to fear death, but to embrace it as a natural part of life's journey. She invites us to remember those we have lost with joy and laughter, celebrating their lives instead of mourning their absence. La Catrina is a powerful symbol of Mexican culture, representing both the country's rich history and its unique outlook on life and death. La Catrina's origins can be traced back to the early 20th century. Mexican artist José Guadalupe Posada created her as a zinc etching titled La Calavera Garbancera. Posada, a renowned printmaker and illustrator, used his art to satirize Mexican society during the turbulent years of the Revolution. Garbancera referred to people who denied their indigenous heritage and aspired to be European. Posada depicted La Calavera Garbancera as a skeleton dressed in the elaborate attire of the wealthy European elite. Her skeletal face, stripped of any flesh, revealed the truth beneath the facade of wealth and status. Posada's etching was a powerful social commentary, highlighting the inequalities and injustices of the time. It resonated with the Mexican people, who embraced La Calavera Garbancera as a symbol of their own struggles and aspirations. After Posada's death, La Calavera Garbancera underwent a transformation. Mexican muralist Diego Rivera incorporated her into his famous mural, Dream of a Sunday Afternoon in Alameda Park. Rivera gave her a new name, La Catrina, a slang term for the elegant skull. Rivera's depiction of La Catrina solidified her place in Mexican popular culture. She became associated with Day of the Dead, her elegant attire and playful grin reflecting the festive spirit of the holiday. Over time, La Catrina shed her political connotations and evolved into a more universal symbol of life and death. Today, La Catrina is recognized worldwide as an icon of Mexican culture. Her image adorns everything from sugar skulls and papal picado to tattoos and clothing. She has transcended her origins as a social commentary to become a symbol of celebration, remembrance, and the enduring spirit of Mexico. La Catrina's popularity has extended far beyond the borders of Mexico. Her image has been embraced by artists, designers, and pop culture enthusiasts worldwide. She has been featured in Hollywood movies, fashion shows, and even video games. This global fascination with La Catrina speaks to the universality of her message. Death is a shared human experience, and La Catrina's playful acceptance of this inevitability resonates with people from all walks of life. She reminds us to live life to the fullest and to celebrate the lives of those we have lost. However, it is important to remember that La Catrina is more than just a pretty face. She represents a rich cultural tradition that deserves respect and understanding. When engaging with La Catrina imagery, it is crucial to do so with sensitivity and appreciation for its cultural significance. Section 5. The face of festivity makeup and adornment for Day of the Dead. One of the most striking aspects of La Catrina is her elaborate makeup. Her face is painted white to resemble a skull, with black circles around her eyes and a stitched mouth that stretches into a mischievous grin. The makeup is not meant to be gruesome, but rather a playful representation of death. The colors and designs used in La Catrina makeup are often inspired by traditional Mexican folk art. Flowers, particularly marigolds, are a common motif, symbolizing the fragility of life and the beauty of the afterlife. Other popular designs include spiderwebs, crosses, and teardrops. Creating a La Catrina look is a form of self-expression and creativity. People often spend hours perfecting their makeup, adding their own personal touches and interpretations. The process of applying the makeup is seen as a ritualistic transformation, a way of connecting with the spirit of Day of the Dead. Section 6. Creating your own Katrina. Look, a step-by-step guide. Creating your own La Catrina makeup can be a fun and rewarding experience. Here's a simple guide to get you started. First, start with a clean face. Apply a white base all over your face, extending down to your neck and chest if desired. Next, define the eyes. Use black makeup to create large circles around your eyes, extending them out to create an almond shape. You can experiment with different colors and designs for the eyelids. Then, create the nose. Paint the tip of your nose black to resemble a skull's nasal cavity. After that, add the mouth. Use black makeup to draw a line extending from the corners of your mouth towards your ears. You can create a simple, stitched mouth, or get creative with teeth, fangs, and other details. Finally, embellish with details. This is where you can really let your creativity shine. Add flowers, spiderwebs, dots, or any other designs you like. You can use colorful eyeliners, face paints, and even rhinestones. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to create a La Catrina look. Have fun with it, experiment, and let your inner artist shine through. Section 7. Beyond the face paint, the deeper meaning of Day of the Dead. While La Catrina's striking appearance is captivating, it's important to remember that Day of the Dead is about much more than just costumes and makeup. At its core, it's a celebration of life and death, a time to honor and remember those who have passed on. The holiday is rooted in the ancient Mesoamerican belief that death is not the end, but a continuation of life in another realm. During Day of the Dead, it is believed that the veil between the living and the dead is lifted, and spirits of departed loved ones are welcomed back to the world of the living. Families and friends gather to share stories, food, and memories of their loved ones. They create altars, known as ofrendas, adorned with offerings such as food, drinks, photos, and personal belongings of the deceased. The atmosphere is festive and joyous, a celebration of life and the enduring bonds of family and love. Section 8. A celebration of life and death. Traditions and rituals. Day of the Dead celebrations are rich in traditions and rituals that have been passed down through generations. One of the most important traditions is the creation of ofrendas or altars dedicated to deceased loved ones. Ofrendas are typically decorated with marigolds, sugar skulls, candles, and photos of the deceased. Food and drinks are offered to nourish the spirits on their journey back to the world of the living. The scent of copal incense fills the air, believed to guide the spirits home. Another important tradition is visiting the cemeteries where loved ones are buried. Families clean and decorate the graves, bringing flowers, candles, and food. They share stories, sing songs, and reminisce about their loved ones, creating a festive and joyous atmosphere. Section 9. Ofrendas, altars of love and remembrance. Ofrendas are a central part of Day of the Dead celebrations. These altars are not meant to be morbid, but rather a joyful expression of love and remembrance. They are a way for families to welcome the spirits of their loved ones back home and to celebrate their lives. Ofrendas are typically created in homes, businesses, and community centers. They can be simple or elaborate, depending on the family's traditions and resources. However, all ofrendas share some common elements. Levels. Ofrendas are often created with multiple levels, representing the different realms of the afterlife. Offerings. Food, drinks, candles, flowers, photos, and personal belongings of the deceased are placed on the ofrenda as offerings to the spirits. Decorations, marigolds, sugar skulls, papel picado, cut paper banners, and religious icons are used to decorate the ofrenda and create a festive atmosphere. Creating an ofrenda is a labor of love, a way for families to connect with their ancestors and keep their memories alive. Section 10. A feast for the senses, culinary delights of Day of the Dead. Food plays a central role in Day of the Dead celebrations. It is believed that the spirits of the departed return hungry from their journey, so families prepare elaborate feasts to nourish and welcome them. One of the most iconic Day of the Dead treats is pan de muerto, or bread of the dead. This sweet bread is often shaped like bones or skulls and decorated with sugar. It is believed to represent the souls of the departed and is often placed on ofrendas as an offering. Other traditional Day of the Dead foods include mole, tamales, atole, a warm corn-based drink, and sugar skulls. These foods are often prepared using recipes that have been passed down through generations, creating a connection to the past and honoring family traditions. Section 11. Respect and appreciation, understanding the essence of Day of the Dead. As La Catrina and Day of the Dead gain popularity worldwide, it's crucial to approach this tradition with respect and understanding. It's not just a costume party or an excuse to dress up as a spooky skeleton. It's a rich cultural tradition with deep meaning and significance for millions of people. When engaging with Day of the Dead imagery, costumes, or celebrations, it's essential to educate yourself, Learn about the history, traditions, and symbolism behind Day of the Dead. Be respectful. Avoid appropriating or mocking the culture. Remember that this is a sacred time for many people. Support authentic creators. When purchasing Day of the Dead merchandise, choose items made by Mexican artists and artisans. Focus on the true meaning. Remember that Day of the Dead is about celebrating life and honoring those who have passed on. By approaching Day of the Dead with respect and appreciation, we can ensure that this beautiful tradition continues to be celebrated for generations to come.